Hello everybody, this is Ruth Beaglehole connecting with the Parenting with Nonviolence community. Well, it's Friday of our first, for many of us, our first week home, and of course now with our stay at home mandate, we know this is going to continue and may continue for quite a while. So I want to just sort of pause for a minute to think about that word pause. I can imagine all day long for many of you being with your children, and for some of you trying to sort of work at home as well. You have to continue your work at home. This has been a stressful time. And yes, we're hearing comments about how to turn this into a creative time, how to play with our children, and wonderful ideas are circulating for projects and things that you can do with children. But the core of it is really, how do we maintain our connection with our children? A connection that's warm and empathetic and kind. And for many, many of us, that has to start with ourselves. So I just want to remind you about the pause. The first part of our tool, power, is pause. We sense in ourselves that we're getting disconnected. We sense growing tension, growing frustration. Maybe we're finding ourselves snappy. Maybe we're finding ourselves using some of the dominant paradigm tools of timeout and consequences. And when we can just pause for a minute, take those breaths. Remember that box breath. 4 in, count to 4 in, count to 4 at the top of the breath, count to 4 going down the other side, and count to 4 in that pause between breaths. If we can practice that breath, it will help us regroup and come back to our intention, to attune, to connect with, to be kind to our children. It's a big practice. Maybe the breath doesn't do it for you. Maybe you need to have, a warm cup of tea close by. Just whatever helps you. We call it self-regulate. Because if you are not self-regulated, it's going to be really hard for you to be the person who co-regulates with your children. Now this is huge with all the tension that's around. It's easy when things are easy and smooth. It's difficult when we're under a lot of stress. So let's remember the P of the power. We'll go through the others in other videos, but let's remember P of power. Pause, self-regulate, self-empathy, holding our hands up to the fear, to our self-empathy for the fear that we may be feeling, for the confusion we may be feeling, for the how am I going to get through this? Maybe you're losing a job. Maybe you're worried deep down about how you're going to feed and protect your family during this time. Yes, deep fear. And yes, self-care, self-empathy, and reaching out. And we'll talk about these other things on future videos. So I just want to tell you that April 4th, when we normally have our support group, we will be doing it online. If you're on our mailing list, Andrea will be sending out an announcement. If you're not and would like to be on the mailing list, please be in touch. parentingwithnonviolence@gmail.com. parentingwithnonviolence@gmail.com. We're all here. We're all doing this together. This is a collective holding for ourselves, and that's the way we can stop the spread of this virus, is if we all collectively do this for each other. The stay-at-home order is a collective gift we're giving not only to our own family, but to everybody. So we'll be in touch real soon. Take care. Ruth.